Welcome back to the Eating Good podcast, the podcast where we try different food establishments in the Columbus area. I'm Oscar.
I'm Sam.
I'm Marisol.
And I'm David.
And this is our first recording since returning from Peru.
Woo! Yeah, we haven't recorded in a month, literally, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Long, nice break.
I would think you guys would have recorded last week when I was out of town.
You'd think.
You would think, but we needed a break.
We missed you.
Speak for yourself, David. I didn't miss him.
Damn.
Just kidding, Oscar. Glad you're back.
You're not invited to Sam's birthday anymore.
The numbers are dwindling. I can't afford to lose another guest.
Yes, so if you haven't already, it's too late because it was yesterday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Should we sing? Should we sing?
My birthday's over.
It's too late.
It was yesterday.
Okay.
The moment has passed.
Yeah, you have to be there.
If you forgot my birthday, send me $5 on Venmo. Thank you.
Bye.
So the first week back, David had the privilege of deciding where we got to eat.
All right, so the future of this podcast would weigh on my shoulders with this decision. So I really sat and thought hard about it for about 10 minutes. And it was actually when I went to go pick up some beer at the local Giant Eagle. And one of the beers that I saw was a collaboration between said restaurant. And we've talked about it before. It's a chain that I've never been to. So I figured it was time. So I took us to Frisch's Big Boy. I was diving into the history and it's all convoluted. Frisch is the owner of a bunch, like 200 Big Boys. But Big Boy is a American casual dining restaurant, which is headquartered in Southfield, Michigan. If you've ever been to one, you know the little guy, Big Boy. I guess what they're known for really is the Big Boy, which is a double-decker cheeseburger. Think like a Big Mac, where it's like the two patties and you got the little bread in the middle. And Frisch's is just kind of the Cincinnati headquartered part.
All right. That works. I think that's good.
Alrighty then. Who wants to start?
Well, let's start with the chicken tenders.
Chicken tendies.
We actually got an order of their chicken tenders to split instead of eat as an entree. It included 4 chicken tenders because they gave us an extra. Woo!
Ooh.
And crinkle cut fries with tartar sauce and ranch.
I liked the tenders. I mean, they were what you would expect for a kid's tenders, I feel like.
Yeah. They were perfectly crispy, in my opinion. I thought they were really good.
Yeah.
I liked them.
They were better than I expected. I thought it was going
Yes.
to be one of those tenders where it's more breading than chicken. But I bit into it. It was a lot of chicken.
Mhm.
So I liked it. It was crispy with the tartar sauce.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd go so far as to say that the chicken was juicy, but it wasn't dry, which was
Correct.
what I was
Yeah.
expecting when I saw them on the platter. I also enjoyed them. I expected a little bit more breading, but like you guys said, I think it was a good balance, and I was pretty happy with the tender that I had.
Mm-hmm.
Their tartar sauce was really good too. For the record, I know tartar. It's called tartar sauce. Anyways.
What do you guys think of the ranch?
It was good. It was ranch.
It was different. though.
Yeah,
You thought so?
it looked unique.
Yeah.
I thought it looked different, but it tasted like ranch.
Mm.
Yeah, the carrot chunks. I mean, they weren't large or overbearing.
There was
Mhm.
like
but they,
carrot shavings in it.
Yeah.
Which you couldn't taste them. I actually think it was like a milder flavor than a normal ranch. All right, then. Ratings.
I'll give it a 7.5. I think it surprised me a little bit more than I thought I would like it.
Yeah, I agree with David. I'm going to do 7.5. I would definitely order this again if I go back.
Mm-hmm. Safe bet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll give it a 7.9.
Almost an 8.
Yeah, I couldn't do an 8. Like, they're still just chicken tenders.
Mhm.
Like, they would have to be really good to be an 8. And these were the best of the normal chicken tenders you get, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Better than like a fast food chicken tenders.
What about Chick-fil-A?
Oh, I don't like Chick-fil-A chicken tenders. 4 out of 10.
I almost like these better.
I think they taste better. There's just like the Chick-fil-A ones I feel like are more breading.
Oh,
Than
I don't know
chicken,
if I've ever had their
comparatively.
tenders. I only get their sandwich when I go.
Mm-hmm. The sandwich is better. Stick to that.
Yeah.
Better than Arby's and Sonic. That's for sure.
Sonic's way better. Mm-hmm.
Sonics were really bad, though, weren't they?
Yeah. It's very easy to beat them.
Yeah. It was the bottom of the barrel. But
Oh, I guess compared to the Arby's ones, you had the Arby's ones, right?
yeah, they said these are better than Arby's.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. I was too focused on how bad Sonics were.
Cool. Well, everybody try the chicken tenders if you ever go to Frisch's Big Boy. Who wants to talk about their entree first?
I can talk about what I got. I got their 1/4 pound cheeseburger, which is a 1/4 pound of fresh beef patty with American cheese, shredded lettuce, Frisch's original tartar sauce, and pickle. And I made it a double, so it was a double cheeseburger. So the difference with the double cheeseburger, they don't put a bun between the two patties. It was a tiny little burger. Like I was like, that's kind of cute.
Did you believe that it was a 1/4 pound?
I did not. And then I turned it around and it was just because it was lopsided, because one side, like, they put the cheese on one side of the patty and then they put the buns on the other side of the patty. So it was like
Sloppy.
So yeah, when I first saw it, I'm like, I just saw the buns. I'm like, there's no way that's 1/2 pound or, 2 1/4 pounds. And then I turned it and I'm like, oh no, it is a lot of meat.
Oh, okay. That's good.
So even though it was a little burger, it did pack a lot, a big punch. I did feel like the patties were a little overcooked and it kind of like diluted the flavor. And mine specifically could have used more tartar sauce because it didn't stand out at all. It was good that we got a side of it because I could add tartar sauce to my liking, which definitely helped the patties. Overall, I'll have to give it a 7 out of 10.
That's still pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
It was a filling burger. I will say, like, I thought I wasn't going to get full because of how tiny it was. I do think I might have just came on a bad day.
Maybe.
But the tartar sauce helped pull it up. I'm not the biggest tartar sauce. I don't even like it with fish.
You're a medium tartar sauce?
I don't know.
You didn't say fan.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what did I say?
He said, I'm not the biggest tartar sauce.
Can we replay that again?
I'm not the biggest tartar sauce fan, but it worked really well with this burger.
I'm right there with you on all the critiques you gave. So I got the Big Boy, which is also a 1/4 pound of fresh beef patties with American cheese, shredded lettuce, tartar sauce, and pickle. Like Oscar said, the difference of this one, it did have a 1/3 slice of bread in the middle, similar to a Big Mac, which I didn't realize that. I should have, because there's a picture right there. I would have definitely ordered something different if I knew that, because I hate the middle bread, but that's my own fault. So I can't blame the burger for that. But I can blame the burger for being overcooked and dry. Similar to what Oscar said, I think I needed more sauce. It was definitely overcooked. I didn't think I had a ton of flavor, but it was very filling. I only ate maybe a little bit more than half of it. I don't know if it's because I got full or because I simply did not want to eat it anymore. Would I try another burger here? Maybe like a small kid-size one as a side to my chicken tenders. If I come back, I'm definitely getting chicken tenders. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10.
Ooh, that's tough.
It's pretty bad.
I will say, I did see on the menu they have sliders, so maybe a slider would be right what you need.
That's what I was thinking. Next time I want to try a slider.
All right. I'll jump off of Sam's because I got the super big boy, which is a 1/2 pound of fresh beef patties with American cheese, shredded lettuce, Frisch's original tartar sauce, and pickles. But I lied about the cheese and the tartar sauce because I tried it spicy. So that came with pepper jack, cheese, and Frisch's spicy sauce. Maybe it was my saving grace was since they were thicker patties, because I did notice the color was overcooked.
They were dark.
Yeah, but I still felt like mine had like some nice pull to it. I wouldn't say it wasn't like pink or anything on the inside. It was definitely overcooked. But since it was thicker, I didn't really just taste like, crisp top, crisp bottom, like I'd imagine a smaller patty would. I personally am a fan of the middle bread, which when I found out that's what a big boy was, made me happy. And I was pleasantly surprised that their spicy tartar sauce was like spicier than what I would imagine. I was expecting it to be milder. I would guess that more like white people would frequent this place, but it had some kick to it. Like it was probably the spiciest condiment I've gotten from like a restaurant, a fast food thing. The only thing maybe close to it would be like the Wendy's ghost pepper sauce, which sounds spicy.
Right.
But I think this tartar sauce was spicier. So I was a big fan of that. And I also love pepper jack cheese over American for like sandwiches. So all of it worked together well. I really enjoyed it. I was surprised with the size of it too. Like the burgers look like little baby big boys, but they were filling. I think getting the super big boy was the right portion size for me. And I could see myself going back and maybe trying some of their other little sandwiches, their fish and chips and all that good stuff. Safe to say, I'm going to give it a 8 out of 10. I enjoyed it.
I got the BLT cheeseburger. 1/4 pound fresh beef patty with bacon, American cheese, mayo, sliced tomato, and shredded romaine. I actually enjoyed this burger. For me, it was like regular size. It low-key reminded me and tasted like a Wendy's BLT. It was, I feel like, the same size. The patty was a little overcooked, but I kind of liked it. My bacon was crispy, which I also really enjoyed. And I just love tartar sauce a lot. A lot, guys. Like a lot.
She said tartar sauce is her favorite condiment.
Damn.
If I wish, like, a lot of places would offer it. But see, hold on. I only like Big Boy's tartar sauce. I don't, because I've tried tartar sauce from other places, and it just doesn't hit. But Big Boy, it's kind of like the main reason why I always go back. And I don't go a lot, but sometimes I just crave like Big Boy because I just know they have good tartar sauce and they're going to put it in their cheeseburgers. I rarely go inside to like eat. I normally just do it through the drive-thru. Overall, I would give my cheeseburger an 8 out of 10.
Wow.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I think what I'm hearing is if you like your burger well done,
Is the proper term.
you will like this place. I personally don't want my burger that well done. And that's okay because I'll just get chicken tenders.
It's funny too. Our server, when she brought our food out, she's like, "Sorry for the wait. I guess I needed that extra time to really let them
Right. It's like
patties
you could have took
settle."
it off the grill a little earlier. It would have been faster too. It's fine. Aside from our burgers, we each got crinkle cut fries.
Mhm.
What'd you guys think?
4 out of 10.
What? They
you
were
have to
so
season. They were
good.
unseasoned completely,
Con
which
no seasoning.
I think
What
they
do you want
fry-
them seasoned with?
Salt.
Okay.
or Cajun would
Lazy,
be
you're
great.
gonna just put it on yourself.
But it's like I think they taste better when they're like fresh out the oil and then you
'cause the
salt
salt
them.
will stick to them.
Whereas when you bring them out and they dried up a little bit, it don't
Not
stick
the
as well.
same. I guess I didn't notice the lack of seasoning that much because I was dipping every single one in either tartar sauce or ranch. So
Okay,
I liked
true.
them.
Maybe that's why. It was like 80% tartar sauce, 20% french fry.
See, it got to a point where I was just eating the fries, not because I liked them, just because they were there.
Just like mindlessly tossing them
Yeah.
back. Yeah.
No, they don't compare to Culver's. Not at
No,
all.
I mean they don't
Culver's,
compare to
awesome.
Culver's, but I thought they were still good.
Mm-hmm.
So these were crinkle cut, which
Yes.
actually is one of my favorite cuts of fries. Unpopular opinion.
Right.
Very
I like
unpopular.
it. It's crispier that way.
Yeah, I think crinkle cut fries can get real crispy and I love it.
Mhm.
That's why whenever I buy frozen fries to make at home, it's always crinkle cut.
Nice. Those do come out good.
Mm-hmm.
I like them more than I think I like crinkle cut fries in general, seasoning aside. So I'll probably give it a 6 out of 10. Next time will probably get the mashed potatoes and gravy, but they're pretty good. I mean, they hit the fry craving.
What do you think of these compared to Cane's crinkle cut?
These were crispier, which I liked.
I think these are slightly better than Cane's, but Cane's sauce go crazy. So
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess, when you're doing dipping
But
in the cane sauce.
sauce aside, I think these fries are better than Cane's.
Yes. Maybe if I go back, I'll ask them, can you season them with a little bit of salt before you bring them out?
I
Because
think
then
they're,
it'd be nice and fresh.
they're thicker too, so I like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them 7.2.
7.5.
Oscar said 4 already.
Yeah.
So.
And I said 6. Did I say 6? Maybe I didn't.
I
but-
think you said 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Finally, we can move on to do our desserts.
Yay!
So, what was the one that you got?
It was a strawberry pie baby. I think it's what they were called.
So cute.
So it was like an individual smaller pie in like one of those little individual tins. So it was the crust, the strawberries, which tasted pretty fresh. Like
Yeah.
And then the strawberry syrup or juice, whatever it was. And then a big old dollop of whipped cream. Thoughts?
The strawberries were fresh. I really
Yeah.
liked them. That was definitely my favorite part was the strawberry itself.
Yeah, that was the best part.
And I normally don't like whipped cream, but you kept saying it at the table. This whipped cream was pretty good.
That was my favorite part of the whole thing. Their whipped cream was really, it was like, it was thicker, I felt like. And just really flavorful. And it balanced the freshness of the strawberries and the crunch of it.
First thing I noticed is it's like perfect shape. They like
Yeah.
placed it perfect.
It was a very well presented. I will say when they brought it out, the crust on one side was like
Gone.
already destroyed
Yeah.
for some reason.
Someone
But
took a bite.
the crust was nothing to write home about.
Yeah.
No
Mid.
flavor.
Yeah. I was expecting more like a graham crackery.
That would have been good.
I think the whipped cream and the fresh strawberries carried it.
You can't go wrong with strawberries and whipped cream.
Yeah. And it's strawberry season, right? I guess.
Mhm.
So
Ratings.
rating.
5 out of 10.
5 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
I might go 6.5. That whipped cream was good. I should just get a bowl of that.
A bowl of strawberries would have been good.
Yeah, side of whipped cream.
Just a bowl of whipped
Basically just no crust.
Yeah, I could do without. I don't need the calories.
We did leave a lot of it there, didn't we?
Yeah.
So that's fine. The second dessert we got was their peach cobbler topped with a vanilla ice cream scoop. I've never had peach cobbler before, so I don't exactly know what it is, but
My first time as well.
it's like peaches as if you were going to put them in a pie, but then there's also chunks of dough throughout.
Yeah. Cobbled, I guess.
Cobbled throughout. It's like cobblestone. I don't know. Put together.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was pretty good. I like fruity desserts. Like I like pies made out of fruit. So I did like that. And I like the ice cream on top. It was cool because the cobbler itself was really warm and then ice cream was cold.
Yeah.
So that's fun. I personally thought it was a little too sweet. Like I couldn't have more than a couple bites because it's like it's just too much. But I think it's good to share.
I agree. I'm not a pie person, like a fruit pie person. But I did like that it had like some dough inside with the ice cream. It paired well.
Not pears, peaches.
My first time again having the peach cobbler. I like peaches, but I don't think I like peach cobbler.
You got any more specific reasons why?
I just don't like the taste. Me personally, it's just not something I would gravitate towards ordering. I did have one bite that was just the peach, and then one bite that was just the cobbler. And I didn't really like the peach, but I did like the cobbler. So maybe if I had them together, it would have been better. I did like that they gave ice cream, but it was such a big scoop that it was hard to actually get to the peach cobbler.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did like that warm and cold difference.
Yeah, I would say that in a dessert a la mode, when it's nice and toasty with the ice cream to balance it, is great. When you mentioned that, I wish the pie baby or whatever would have been baked. I think they had them pre-made or something because that one came out quick. So maybe that would have helped. Here, I looked it up. Cobbler is a dessert consisting of a fruit filling poured into a large baking dish with batter, biscuit, or dumpling before being baked. So I'm guessing this was biscuit, and I love biscuits. And so like a sweet biscuit, I think, worked well. I definitely thought this was the better dessert, personally.
Yeah.
It's what I wanted the pie to be. But if we're talking numbers, I think it's tied with the burger. I'll give it an 8.
Wow.
I would order this peach cobbler again.
Yeah, I would rate it higher than the strawberry pie baby, but not by much. I'm going to give it a 6.5.
Nice.
I'll give it a 7.
6. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
I also ordered an Oreo milkshake.
Oh.
It was an Oreo milkshake.
Didn't mess it up?
Nope, they didn't mess it up. Actually, they had a lot of chunks of Oreo in it, which I really liked, but it didn't fit through the straw, so I had to kind of just like drink it straight from the cup or like
Take the lid off.
pull it up with the straw. 7 out of 10. It's Oreo milkshake.
It's funny how you didn't even share, so it can't get a rating.
Can't even
for
help.
it. Interesting how that happened.
It's okay. You've had one, you've had them all. Saving you the calories.
Considerate of you.
Will you guys go back?
I would go back to a different establishment. Like the same I would try Frisch's Big Boy, but I think I would try just a different location.
I would go back.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
would try
I
the
like that.
same location again. It could have just been an off day.
Actually, I would try their breakfast.
Dude, their breakfast. I will say that everything on their menu looked really good. Like,
Probably is a good breakfast. They had a big
Mhm.
breakfast menu. But yeah, I probably wouldn't be like, that's my first choice. But if someone
Yeah.
invited me, I would be like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
I agree. I would go back. I probably wouldn't go inside to eat. Would probably just go through the drive-through. But
Same.
I can't explain it. In Cincinnati, we have Frisch's Big Boy, but it's not something that I like to have a lot. But every
Mhm.
once in a while, I'm just like, you know what would taste really good? A Frisch's Big Boy cheeseburger,
That tartar sauce.
the tartar sauce, and the crinkled fries. Their Diet Coke was booty though.
Why?
It was
Ooh.
not good.
Like not enough syrup or?
Yeah, I don't think enough syrup.
I thought my lemonade was very lemony. I liked
It's pretty good.
Do better, Frisch's.
See, I really like their spicy tartar sauce. I might swing around and get me just a bottle of that. I think they sold bottles of it.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
They do the tartar sauce too. Be careful. It's dangerous.
Oh,
have you bought in the bottle before?
Guilty.
Guilty.
I'll definitely be there during Lent season and get me a spicy tartar sauce.
Oh,
for
true.
If I make fish sticks or something.
Marisol's like, I don't go to Frisch's Big Boy often. Just when I run out of a bottle of tartar sauce, I
Right.
need to buy a new one.
I did it one time. It was gone within like 2 days. It was
Shoot.
so
No
good.
way.
It was so good.
2 days is crazy.
That is crazy.
So good.
I just pictured Marisol, you know, like in SpongeBob when the one guy's like squirting the tartar sauce in his mouth, the one fish.
Yeah.
That's Marisol when she buys the bottle. Just
I made so many French fries.
All she ate was French fries and tartar sauce for 2 days.
So I already told you guys this story, but I think I should share it with the listeners. So this is my second time going to Frisch's Big Boy. And I had gone one other time just to try it out. So me and Shar had gone there and, you know, I'm looking at the menu and I'm like, oh, all their burgers have tartar sauce. And, you know, she doesn't say nothing. We eat our food. And then later we go out to this party and in front of everyone, you know, she's like, oh, we got Frisch's Big Boy. And I'm like, yeah, I had tartar sauce. And then everyone's like, what did you just say? And they started cracking up. And I'm like, oh, what's the matter? They're like, it's tartar sauce. And I'm like, oh, well, I just said it how it's spelled.
Right.
And of course, Shar starts cracking up. And she's like, it's been so hard not to laugh every single time you say that.
That setup is crazy. I'm gonna let him figure it out in a public setting.
Honestly, I would have made the same mistake, Oscar. You're not alone.
Thank
Well, you said it earlier.
I know I did.
Was that a reference?
No, I just forget that it's not tartar sauce.
Fair.
It's tartar. Well, it's
yeah.
pronounced tartar sauce.
That's how
Yeah.
people say it, tartar.
Tartar.
I only know it's tartar, one, because of SpongeBob, but two, because like a tuna tartar is spelled differently.
With the E at the end.
Mm.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
Ooh.
So that is a word, but it's typically used for something different, not a sauce, but thinly sliced raw meat.
Damn, I could go for some steak tartare.
I love a steak tartare. Okay, that wraps up the food portion of our episode.
Yes.
Jinx.
Yes.
Yes.
So, it's time for
Guess That Movie!
Oh. It's been so long I don't remember the buttons. Okay, one more try.
Wait. Can I plug in my headphones?
Yeah.
I want to hear the jingle.
He's laughing, but he can't even hear it.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's this one.
off.
It's my turn again. Anyways.
You've missed so many. We've
Yeah.
had to have like Bella step in. You're overdue.
I just love doing Guess That Movie. Well, I love Guess That Movie. First of all, for all you haters out there, I guess people are out there saying my name in your hometown,
About
saying
what?
I'm really bad at Guess That Movie.
Why? Who said that?
So I went to my friend's wedding on this past weekend, and he's telling my other friend, "Hey, have you heard Oscar's podcast?" He's like, "No, why?" And he's like, his friend Marisol is so bad at guessing movies, and I had to explain the whole segment to him.
Well,
How rude.
That's people from his college, not
Yeah.
from our hometown.
That's
Oh,
from-
sorry, I thought it
that's-
was from
yeah.
Cleveland.
That's from DC. That's the heart of our nation. They're
I'm
talking
getting
about
our
you.
name out there.
No, but it was funny that he brought up my podcast specifically to say that.
Anyways,
Let's see
it's
if you're
hard.
better
Okay, I'm just not good.
You're trying your best.
Yeah, I'm trying my
it's
best.
it's a high pressure
It is.
moment.
Yeah.
I'm not good with like tests.
Good thing you're not guessing today.
Yeah. I don't know if my description's good.
It's
I
great.
hope all of you have seen this movie. It's a pretty popular movie, so if you haven't seen it, I would think you know about it. All right. A professor living in a big city is invited to accompany her boyfriend to a family wedding located in a place she'd never visited before. She thinks she knows everything about him, but is surprised to find out a huge secret he's kept from her. After arriving, she quickly realizes his family is not the most welcoming to her, which ends up putting her relationship on the rocks and even almost ending it. The movie ends with the couple having a big celebration after getting the approval of the head of the household.
Definitely sounds like a rom-com, and I'm a
Mhm.
big rom-com girly, but it's
Right.
not ringing any bells. The professor is the girl?
She is.
It's 24, Sam.
What? I'm just making sure. I'm just making sure
Women
Come on,
I
can
Sam.
be
got
professors.
the correct profession to the person she was talking.
Yeah, I was about to say Get Out because I thought you were like
Yeah,
trying to
Yeah,
describe
that's
her
what
as
I
a
was-
girl.
Get Out.
I was thinking that too.
I'm like, no.
Not rom-com.
Not rom-com.
Rom scary. Well, sometimes funny.
Mm.
And there's no professor there. Anyways, let's see.
Can we get it read again?
A professor living in a big city is invited to accompany her boyfriend to a family wedding located in a place she'd never visited before. She thinks she knows everything about him, but is surprised to find out a huge secret kept from her. After arriving, she quickly realizes his family is not the most welcoming to her, which ends up putting her relationship on the rocks and even almost ending it. The movie ends with the couple having a big celebration after getting the approval of the head of the household.
Did Oscar get it right?
Oscar did get it right.
What the heck?
What the hell?
This is a ripoff. Oscar's a cheater.
Yeah, I'm surprised your friends weren't like, Oscar's really good, I guess.
Have you seen it, Oscar?
I have seen it.
Okay.
Have we seen it?
Do you think?
Sam, you've
Sam,
seen it.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh,
this
that's
is
tough.
bullshit.
Sam might have even seen it twice.
Oh.
Twice.
I've seen it like 4 times.
Professor.
What?
David, I don't know if David's seen it, but he should definitely know it.
Huh.
What?
Yeah, we would all know this movie.
What year would it be? Around?
In the 20s. No.
It's
Like
Something.
recent then?
yeah, like in the
It's
last 4
recent.
years.
Last 4 years. Is it in fact a rom com?
It's in the 20. It was made in 2018.
Okay, so late.
a little bit.
Okay.
Older.
Mm-hmm. Wow, it's been forever.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was
20.
that old.
It is a rom-com.
And I've seen it. Ugh, this is the worst.
Should I give you a hint?
Is it a Netflix exclusive? Because if it is, I probably haven't seen it. I'm just. Yeah.
It was made on Netflix. I
Studios or
believe.
whatever?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I don't know why it's giving me like a Christmas movie vibes.
Nope.
Is it? That's not that. Okay.
Nope.
Yeah, do you have a hint?
The wedding is located outside of the U.S.
The professor is bad.
Is hell?
Bad as hell.
I think she is.
You think she's bad?
I think
I
she
mean,
is.
she's pretty.
Oh, questionable then.
She's
Questionably
pretty.
bad.
Is it humans or cartoons?
Humans.
Humans.
Yeah, only animals and other things can be bad as hell.
I think she's really pretty.
She's really pretty.
Yeah,
Only
That's why
fish
I
in the
was-
sort.
because he said bad as hell. I was like, maybe it's a cartoon.
Okay.
Because cartoons
Okay.
be bad as hell.
Sorry.
I like that line of thinking.
She's pretty.
I'm just gonna hope I haven't seen it, or else I'm gonna feel dumb like Sam. No, I'm just kidding. Professor. I know that should be a real big.
Am I focusing too much on Professor?
I think so.
Yeah,
That's what threw me off.
Oh.
No, David's gonna get it. I have no idea. Ugh.
I think I've seen like the
Yeah,
beginning.
David, good job.
I've seen like the beginning, maybe like 30 minutes worth.
You've never seen all of it?
No, I don't think I've ever
Okay,
finished
but you got it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need another hint.
She's a professor in New York.
I already figured out New York.
Oh,
Wait,
sorry, you did?
City.
Oh.
Let's see. Her boyfriend.
Hot.
Bad as hell.
I would say good looking. Yes.
It's so dumb.
She said that, but her face said hot as hell.
Mhm. She meets his family, and it's not what they're expecting.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Some
I'm over here like, yeah.
That's the part that like I got it. Like, oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Well, it's another hint you guys would give her.
I don't want to say too much,
David doesn't even know.
Let's see. I feel like this is gonna give it away, but maybe that's what she needs. Her boyfriend's family is loaded, like very.
I think
Wanna say it out
is
loud?
it Crazy Rich Asians?
It
Yeah.
is.
She is a professor.
Right.
That's a good
okay.
movie.
I swear I saw
She-
like the first 30 minutes.
And she is really pretty.
Because she's on another show, Off the Boat or something.
Yeah.
Fresh off the boat.
Fresh off the boat. She's hilarious.
She's funny.
She's hilarious. Would you say she's hot? Hot as hell.
I have to
I'd say
see
she's
her
really
again.
pretty. I can't stop looking at her when she's on TV.
No, she's pretty. Her skin, she for sure takes care of her skin.
Not as hot as Aquafina. Dead ass big.
And I've seen that movie kind of recently. Like I rewatched it.
Like an airport. Did you see it on an
It's so
airplane?
good. The first time I saw it wasn't on an airplane.
I was like, that seems like a very
Oh.
airplane movie for you. Sam.
Yeah, the first time I saw it was on a plane, but I also saw it again recently because I was just in the mood to watch it. Really good movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to finish it.
All right. Should we talk about Peru?
Let's do it.
What did you guys think?
No, I'm just kidding. It was great. It was
Should we talk about our tours?
Why did you make that noise?
Because Rainbow Mountain.
Should we
Oh,
talk about
that's-
our favorite and our least favorite
Okay.
thing that happened?
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah, yeah.
event?
Wait, you're telling me we're not gonna break it down minute by minute every single thing we did? No, that's tough.
Yeah,
It was
David.
very-
Favorite thing, least favorite thing.
My
Mm.
favorite thing is when we're at Machu Picchu and this lady is yakking into a bag.
Oh.
David says, I didn't know they sold juice up here. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Because it literally looked like the juices in a bag that you would get in Mexico. It was like slightly orange.
Yeah.
It had pulp in it, I'll tell you
Ew.
what.
Oh my gosh.
And it was just tough because, she was having a vulnerable moment.
Yeah.
And then it was just trains of people walking past because they were.
Literally,
I
yeah,
know.
so many people just watching her throw up. And she had a lot of throw up.
It was a
let me
lot.
tell
It was a
ya.
big old bag, and it was clear as heck.
And we were walking past her, and you could just hear the amount of liquid coming out of
Yeah.
her body.
Just splashing. But good on that couple because it was like her partner was like
Holding the
holding
bag.
it. That they weren't just throwing up on this
Yeah,
majestic
they didn't
wonder
Destroy some ancient Incan ruins, so that's good on them.
with stomach bile. Just
I
turning
laughed
out.
and then karma hit me in the ass.
Oh.
We'll get to that. That was maybe the funniest joke of the trip.
I had a couple good ones. Freaking Oscar had a good one before we even left Columbus.
Not the jewel or the...
That was too funny. So we were on the plane and they're doing the little breakdown.
Oh, I just remembered another plane story. Go ahead.
Because, we're on the plane and,
Oh, yeah.
we're on this 6-hour flight from Atlanta to Lima. And there's like a line to the bathroom. And I kind of had to pee, but I made a joke like, damn, there's a line to get in. I just want to hit my vape.
But he said it's like,
So
yeah.
almost.
we just lost it. But it was also one of those ones where I like looked over my shoulder, like, I hope a stewardess didn't hear that.
Right.
But it was just so funny. It was unexpected and really, really set the mood for the trip.
If you didn't know, it's illegal to smoke or vape on an airplane. Federal law.
Yeah. It was like very shortly after they made that announcement. So it was very
Yeah.
topical and still didn't see it coming.
Imagine like one of them heard you.
I know.
Like, sir, you cannot do that. Oh, I was just joking. Sorry.
They search you. Give me the vape.
You should talk about when you guys let someone sit in Sam's
That's
seat.
what I was gonna say.
We had a lot of funny plane interactions.
The
actually.
other plane story is me, David, and Oscar flew together, booked our seats together. So when we got assigned seats, we were all in the same row. We got the very last row of the plane. And we're like some of the last to get on just because of our boarding group. And I had a carry-on. So I was trying to find a spot in the overhead bin to put it. The only spots available were all the way up at first class. My bag got to ride in first class.
Damn.
So while I was putting it up there, Oscar and David were getting in their seat. And then I go back there to meet them. And there's a random man in my seat. And I'm like, I look at David and Oscar while the dude is sitting there. Like, I'm standing directly in front of him.
She's like hovering over him.
And I look at David and Oscar and I say, you guys let him sit in my seat? And then I turn to the guy and I'm like, I think you're in my seat.
And me and Oscar were just like puppy eyes, like, oh.
And he was so flustered.
Yeah.
He like stood up. He had like 1 million boarding passes
Yeah.
on his phone for some reason.
Must have been flying to the moon.
Well, because
Originally-
David had the window seat, so David
Yes.
comes over, and the guy's like, "Oh, my bad." So he moves one seat over, and then I'm like, "That's my seat." He's like, "Oh, my bad," and then he moves one seat over, and I'm like, "He'll figure it out." And then Sam comes over and is like, "You let him sit in my seat."
Well, see, I was busy. I couldn't even kick him out the seat because when he stood up from my seat, he took the seat with him. The freaking seat fell off, and I was like, "What the hell is this?"
It was ready to as a flotation device.
Yeah, I was like, "Dude, I'm about to just jump out and float down the freaking river, Scioto River." So I was fixing that, and then I looked over. I was like, "Oh man, there's a guy there." But I was like, Sam's all the way in first class with her Fergie ass bag, and I was like, "She'll handle it. She'll handle it."
And I did.
And I did not. I mean, I thought you were gonna sugarcoat a little bit. She said, "Get out of my seat." And this guy, I felt so bad for him because he looked so.
He looked
was
lost.
like he was probably our age, approaching
Yeah.
30s, and looked. You know how like in movies they're like, "Oh, this 10-year-old kid, we're gonna fly him over,
Yeah,
help
he-
him out, help him
an
out."
unaccompanied minor.
Yeah, he was like that, but he was a grown man. And every time we would tell him you're in the wrong seat, he'd shuffle through his like 7 boarding
Aw.
passes and be like, "Oh," and
No.
then he stood up.
Yeah.
And did he keep playing musical chairs in other people's
No,
things?
he found his seat. It was like 2
Yeah.
rows ahead.
Yeah, it was just like 2. He did have a window seat. It was just 2 rows up
No,
from where he
man.
was.
No, so what happened right before that was David came over and he's like, "I think that's my seat." And then like the flight attendant heard and was like,
Let
"Can
me
I
see."
see? Yeah, can I see your tickets?" And David showed him his ticket. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's his seat." So then the guy let me and David sit, and then the flight attendant just walked away. Like he didn't even bother to like, "Oh, what's your plane ticket?"
Yeah.
So
To
he
help
kind of
him.
like left the situation unresolved.
So
Yeah.
I had to handle
And you
it.
guys
True.
and you guys were like, Sam's got it.
Yeah, she'll get it.
But you weren't expecting me to talk shit in
Literally
front of his
hover
face.
over, but it was. She said it with like such annoyance at us, like, "You guys let him sit in my seat." It was like so snappy, and then he was kind of just like, "Fuck, I'm in the wrong seat again." And then you were like, "You're in my seat." I think you didn't even say, "I think that's my seat." You're like, "You're in my seat." And then he's like, "Oh,"
I mean, we all were pretty tired. I don't think any of us really slept.
because
that
it
night.
was it was an early ass flight, so
Mhm.
we were up.
Patience getting thin.
But
Yeah.
why does this guy have 5 boarding passes?
Where is he flying to? I don't know.
He's going
He's-
from New York to California, but he's going the like the long way.
I was like, he's zigzagging across the country, like he's going from here to Chicago to Atlanta. Like what? It
I don't
was.
know.
And then that reminded me of another airplane incident where we were at a different flight, but also very towards the back, and it was a lot of people. And I was like, "Oh man, I hope." We were right by the bathroom. I was like, "Man, I hope no one blows it up." And I was like, oh wait,
my gosh.
wording. I was like, oh shit.
I was like, David, you can't say that.
I was like, oh shit, you're right. I was like, I meant, use the bathroom. Use the bathroom. Well, no one uses the bathroom.
With poop.
With
feces.
poop. Hopefully, no one defecates in the bathroom. Okay, I will say one of my favorite zingers that I had. One of our trips, we were in Cusco, and the main delicacy out there is cuy, which is guinea pig. And so Sam and I were like, let's try it. So they bring it out, dress it up in a freaking, what is the uniform called?
Chuyo.
Uniform. It's a hat.
It's
A hat, and it had a little bandana or something, no?
No.
Maybe
that
not.
was the hat. It was a hat, like a chuyo.
Yeah, like a
The
little with
strings.
the strings. So they bring it out. It's a spectacle. No one in the restaurant, I guess, ordered the cuy, and we ordered two. So they're like, what the hell is this table doing? So they bring it out.
It was like a record scratch. Entire restaurant
Yeah.
staring
just
at us.
looking at us. So we're like, oh, had a photo shoot with them. And then they're like, do you want us to make it easier for you guys to eat it and chop it up? We're like, oh, for sure. They take it back, chop it up. We're sitting there waiting for our food. They bring it back, all chopped up, head still on the plate. And so we're sitting there, and I'm like, this is gonna be a funny joke. So I pick up the head. I'm like, guys, it's just like crawfish. You gotta suck the head. And I went, and there was like a group of people waiting to be seated next to us, and they started like dying. There was one guy just started dying laughing, and I was like, damn, I didn't know they were listening, but I'm glad I made them laugh. So that was just,
Yeah, he was laughing hard.
dude. Like I
was,
looked
like,
over and
hunched over.
hunched over laughing. And like the rest of the table was like, oh, haha, that's funny. But that guy was dying. I was like, let's go. So that was funny, and it was tasty. So
Yeah.
tasted like chicken.
If you're curious about what cuy or guinea pig tastes like, it's kind of like rotisserie chicken,
Mhm.
but the skin is not as good.
No, yeah, it's
It's
and
like
chunks of it are really tough.
it's
where-
like tough jerky.
Mhm.
Yeah. But when you do get like one of the softer pieces, it is tasty
Hmm.
with just a slight hint of guilt. But maybe that's me because I owned a guinea pig growing
Yeah,
up.
savage.
Hi, Taki, I miss you.
I will say it also was like more bones than a rotisserie chicken.
For sure. It was tougher to pick through.
Mm-hmm.
But worth the experience.
Yeah.
I'm glad we did it.
Me
And
too.
felt satiated for that night.
If I cooked a guinea pig here, would you guys eat it?
I'm calling the police.
You go to the pet store. You're like, I want a guinea pig, and then you're like walking out with it in your cage. You're like, where are y'all seasonings at?
Oh my god,
Where do y'all sell
that
the
is
seasonings?
true. Like, if you wanted to cook one here, would you have to go to the pet store to buy one?
Probably.
That's-
I don't know.
Evil.
Ross's
that-
little sister just got a guinea pig
Oh,
pet.
don't invite me over. I'm gonna go crazy.
Oh no.
I guess the only way, because that leaves a paper trail. They're like, you bought a guinea pig at a pet store. You got a Facebook Marketplace a guinea pig. Take
Would
it off
it be
someone's hands.
illegal, like to cook one?
I would think yes.
I don't think
but
it
I
would
don't
taste
know.
as good though either.
No.
No, I don't know
'Cause-
the right way to cook it.
Yeah.
Skinning it would be.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've seen my grandma do it because she had a guinea pig farm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, it's in your blood, so you should know how.
Ross watches you extra closely around it.
First home cooked meal.
Wow.
Let's see. Favorite thing. Well, I guess if I was just saying overall, I think the Cusco aspect of the trip was my favorite, just because we like had such like a very well planned schedule with everything. We were just busy. I guess maybe the downside would be that we were tired as I was tired as hell after like that last day, especially.
Mm-hmm.
But that was one of my highlights too, was actually walking up the Rainbow Mountain.
Ugh, let's talk about
because-
Rainbow Mountain.
It just felt like literally climbing a mountain, and we were 5,000 meters high altitude, so that rocked me. I thought I was gonna throw up on
It's
the way
17,000
Feet.
up. Feet,
feet. What did you say?
meters.
Oh,
Yeah, it took a while. You know, some of us took a horseback like cheaters, but
I'd do it again.
But I was slow and steady. Oscar was zooming. Oscar got there in like fucking 35 minutes. What the hell was wrong with him? But it just felt like accomplishing something. The view was great. Yeah, I just felt like it really pieced the whole Cusco aspect of the whole thing together.
I don't know. Talk about least favorite parts of the trip. Mine's gonna be Rainbow Mountain.
Fair.
I second that. It's not worth it.
Why? Why did you not like it?
Well, I took a horse going up because after 3 minutes of walking, I could not do it. I was
Yeah.
like,
The air was so thin.
We were just walking up to like the beginning of it. The air was so thin. I was like starting to feel lightheaded and like nauseous, and I couldn't breathe. I was like, I'm not gonna make it. I need a horse. At first, when we first got off the bus, I was like, yeah, I'll hike it. Like, it'll be fine.
Mhm.
And then we took like 10 steps, and I was like, horse,
Dude.
horse, please.
Yeah.
for the listeners, like imagine only being able to walk like 3 seconds until you need to stop and like catch your breath.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was bad. So we took a horse up, and I was fine. Scary horse ride, by the way, because
Ooh.
them horses be going up with the little native people pulling it. How long did the guy say it normally takes to get up there? Like 30 to 40 minutes?
No,
He
like
said
over an hour.
He said like an hour up and an hour down or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, the native people with the horse, like, it took them how long? Like 20 minutes to go up there?
yeah,
Yeah, like
Good for
20
them,
minutes.
dude.
20 minutes to go up there. And I was fine, and then I wasn't fine when I was up there. I started feeling altitude sickness. I couldn't breathe. I was nauseous. I was weak. I did not want to be there.
Yeah, I'm normally a fast walker. And so as soon as we started, I'm like, I need to be ahead of our tour group because I know if I'm ahead, I know that I have more time to like get up there. Because by the time I get to the top, everyone's kind of like catching up.
Mm-hmm.
So I start walking and then I like have to stop like 5 minutes in because I'm like, yo, this is so hard. Like my legs are cramping, and they're not cramping because they're tired. They're cramping because I'm not getting enough oxygen in my body.
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped walking fast. I'm like, let me walk at my normal speed. And even that was a little too fast. So I had to start walking like even slower than my normal walking speed just to maintain a consistent movement.
Mhm.
But even then, I would still have to take breaks just to catch my breath because of just how thin the air was.
Dude, it was. I had to stop a lot. I'm gonna be honest. Ross walked with me. I think he was being nice. I was like, dude, go ahead, keep going. I don't want to hold you up. But he was like, you're fine. Like, I think he was struggling to, you know, that they tell you the altitude is like something, and in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I think it'll be fine. It was tough, and it was since it was a steep mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even when you took a break, like I didn't even think about the oxygen to the muscles thing. So you're on a slant. So even when I'm taking a break, I can feel my calves like still
Yeah,
being
I was
strained.
shaky.
I was like, dude, I just need to get to the top where it's flat and then chill. And then there was like another segment to get to the point,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
which I mean was way shorter, but as
Still rough.
every step you got up, it got colder and colder and colder. It was so
Really?
weird. It was such
Yeah,
a
it was
weird
so cold.
experience.
It was like 20 degrees colder up there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to go up there.
And-
Yeah, me neither. I was like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what drove it for me. I was like, oh man, I did it. And I wasn't going to, but then it was Marisol's sister was like, you should do it. Like you already kind of went up this far. I was like, you know what? You're right. And so I did it, got a little video up there and took a photo with these little alpacas or llamas. And they were so cute.
Yeah.
They were well trained. And
Bro, there was a 5-year-old girl up there. I was like, how are you up here just chilling?
Locals.
the
Yeah.
elders, dude, on the way up and down, I saw people like
Sprinting.
60s, 70s, just starting. I was like,
Oh,
get a
yeah.
horse, bruh. But man, good for them if they ended up getting it. Someone had to get medical attention, I think, at some point.
Mhm.
That was something.
I didn't see it, but I heard about it. That I guess like there was a woman going up and she was having trouble breathing. So then she started panicking. So then she had a panic attack. So then she really couldn't breathe. So like the medic people had to go up, but they're not like real doctors. They're like,
Mhm. I mean,
They just run
what,
fast.
They're just going to provide her oxygen. What else can
Yeah.
they actually do?
maybe like some smelling something to make her feel better. The thing that was also very difficult if you took a break, because the horses took us up most of the way, but they
Mhm.
still dropped us off, and there was like a good chunk of like a very steep hill to climb.
Mm-hmm.
So even that, we were taking breaks, and I think we made the mistake of like sitting down for some of them
Oh.
because the effort to stand up from sitting wiped all the breath out of me.
That's
Like that's how difficult it was. Is
Damn.
like just going from a sitting on the floor to a standing position was a lot of work. It probably would have been better if I just stood still.
and then there was one section where it was like gave you choice. You could either take the long way, which was less steep,
Mm-hmm.
but was going to take you
Longer.
twice as long, or a really steep just
Straight
upshot.
way.
And so
Mhm.
Ross was like, what do you think? Do you want to like do the shorter way? It'll be like easier. We could take breaks, or you want to just shoot up? And I was like, I need this to be over. Let's just
Go
start up.
steep.
And it was tough. I think at one point I like slipped. I was like, bro, what if I fell down the mountain?
Then you gotta climb all the way back up.
Hey, well, that would suck. And then I'm like, oh, what if I got hurt? That would suck too. So
What if everybody laughs at me?
yeah, literally, it'd be like, ah.
No,
and
I don't
everybody, everyone would be like, ha ha.
I honestly think no one would laugh because everybody knows how hard it was. Like everyone that was there probably was like, that was hard.
Yeah,
that
it was
shit
like
hard.
It was like a ritual where we all went through the struggle. Like you're up there, like, damn, I'll take your photos 100. Like no one was an asshole to nobody because it was just like, bruh, we went through that. Like,
But yeah, it was surprising how many people were up there taking pictures. Like
Dude.
it was a long queue
Mm-hmm.
to get the Rainbow Mountain in the background.
that, well, even that, but that went, you know, people were coming and going, taking their photos, taking their time. But at the point at the top, everyone wanted a photo with this official sign that said, and I went up there and I think we were going to leave in like 5 or 10 minutes. So I was like, oh, there's no way. Like it was like each person was taking like 3 minutes.
Mm.
It was, so I don't know how they fit so many people up on that little top of the
Scary.
mountain.
Yeah.
And while we were up there, like at the top, I remember like I was like, I feel so miserable right now, and David just walking around all cheery.
I
I
was
know.
like, this is so
I was
great.
thinking like, how are all these people not feeling sick like
shit.
me? I was like, I feel so weak.
It was the alpaca chicharrón that
Oh my
your
gosh.
sister bought, and I was eating some. Also, there was just like random ass stray dogs,
Yeah,
and they
a
were
lot
just
of stray
chilling, bro.
dogs.
They're used to it.
They were panting a little bit.
Yeah.
But man, they probably go up and down every day.
Mhm.
They know that's where the food is, though. People will give them snacks and stuff.
I think what helped me is I made a tribute to the mountain. Like
Okay.
Mm.
the guy taught me that when we were at Machu Picchu.
Oh yeah, the 3
Yeah.
coca leaves.
He's like,
yeah.
you take the 3 best coca leaves from your bag. He's like, you point them at the tallest mountain. You say a little prayer, and then you just stick it into the side, little crevice.
It was crazy, and then going down was like way easier, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's like still you have to go through the motions. I stopped to take a little bathroom break because there was a bathroom on the way down, and so everyone's ahead of me, and I'm like, oh, I see Ross and Marisol down there. I'm gonna go catch up to them. And so I'm like, doo, and literally I'm like 10 feet behind them, and I just see Marisol pull to the side and go. She starts throwing up. I was like, oh no, do you need water or tissues or something?
It was
Ross
just
was like, we
kind
need
of,
some tissues. I was like,
it
I
was
got
just kind of one of those moments where I'm like, I feel nauseous and it's not going away.
Right.
So like I need to throw up to feel better. And I did feel better for a little bit. But the entire day I was just kind of nauseous. I did throw up though to the Pachamama.
that was your sacrifice right there.
Yeah.
On the way down, I was like ahead of you guys, but I was going very slowly, so like you guys were eventually catching up to me. But I know like about halfway through, I was like, I might just start crying right now. Like I'm having a terrible time.
Dude, surprisingly going down was way harder than what I thought it was. Like I still
Yeah.
had to take like
Right,
rests.
yeah.
Yeah, you would think it'd be easier
Yeah.
since you're getting closer to the ground.
And I kept
Yeah.
thinking like we're gonna hit the bottom soon,
Mm-mm.
and nothing.
You would go over a hill, be like, dang, there's still that much
Yeah.
left.
Yeah, it was
It
so
was-
long.
Well, yeah, because you guys took the horse. So
And we took the horse on the way up,
Up,
so
yeah.
It felt faster.
For a
Uh-huh.
second, I thought, I'm like, should I just take a horse going down? I was like, no, I just gotta do it.
it was just 70 soles. Couldn't do it on the way down.
Right. Dude, they got a good business model. They're like, they'll catch people when they're coming down. Like, you want to go up, like, part way up?
Mhm.
They'll probably still charge you full price. But
Oh,
you're.
No, they
what?
did charge them less. I
Oh,
talked to
okay.
a lady
They
that she's like,
prorated.
she was like, I was like halfway up and I couldn't do it, and they offered me a horse for like this much, which was
Mhm.
less than what we had paid from the bottom. So
Right.
yeah, they did prorate it, which is
But
nice.
yeah, they're staying busy. There's a do.
Yeah.
And yeah, good for them, man. They're walking with the horse, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So every horse had a local person like leading them up, walking in
Dang.
front of them. So they do those trips like
Mhm.
multiple times a day.
Sunrise to sunset, probably.
Ugh. Yeah, that was my first time and last time doing Rainbow Mountain.
It's
for
done.
Sure.
Right.
Checked off the list.
Next time, Mount
did it.
Everest.
Absolutely
Dude,
not.
Kilimanjaro, but I heard it's.
I have a
so-
coworker going to Kilimanjaro, but I think that he's doing like a 2-week thing. So like you
Take,
get
Ooh.
acclimated.
take your pace. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I had a buddy in college who did it like for spring break or something. I'm like, what the heck? That's crazy. Good for you.
Yeah, I think my favorite part of the trip was actually all the hikes, going to the different mountains. I really appreciated how lucky we got with the weather being completely crystal clear, like no clouds in the sky.
That's true.
Because I've heard of people going to like Machu Picchu and they can't even see it because it's just fog covering the whole area. And I mean, I don't mind walking. I like it. Keeps me healthy.
Yeah, I don't think we mind walking. We didn't like the altitude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
altitude was tough.
And my least favorite part is just being worried about everything I'm eating.
I feel like you were unnecessarily stressing yourself out. I did not worry a single time about what I was eating.
I did not see that coming from Oscar because I feel like I think of Oscar as like, oh, I'll eat whatever. But he was like, I'm not going to eat that fruit. I might get
I'll
messed up.
eat whatever here in the U.S. because I know there's like regulations on what you can and can't sell. But like in other countries, like the further you get from the city, it's like not as well regulated. And so I'm like, for me, the worst part of traveling is getting sick. So I would rather be extra cautious and take steps to just avoid getting sick than being like, oh, let me try that one thing and then it messes me up.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a very fair stance, especially since we were there for like 10 days because it would suck to get sick like on the second day. But like I said, I just didn't expect. And meanwhile, Sam and I were like eating street food like on that first night.
Yeah.
And we were like, wow.
Because I remember when I went to Mexico, there was the taco stand that I would eat all the time. It didn't get me sick. And then we find this other this other stand, and my mom was like, "Oh, these are my favorite quesadillas in the city," and then that made me sick.
Oh, okay, yeah. I had a huarache or something down in Mexico that gave me the runs. So I don't blame you.
That's only happened to me one time in Peru, out of all the times I visited. But I feel like every time I go, I'm also not very worried. When my sister did get sick, I was worried then. Because I was like, maybe I should watch what I eat. Because I don't want to get sick.
Oh, right. She did get sick. That was...
Because like I don't mind being sitting on the toilet here at home, but I don't want to be sitting on the toilet in some like random public restroom.
Dude, with no
like
toilet seats.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Everywhere we went in Peru, they had no toilet seats.
It was mostly in Cusco.
Yeah,
like
mostly
the
in Cusco.
more rural areas.
They just want you in and out.
I wasn't surprised by that because it's very much like that in other countries, like in China.
Yeah. I wanted to steal one, but none of them had them.
What,
A toilet seat for el recuerdo. No, I'm
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not my favorite when toilets are like that, but at least there was toilets.
True. The bad thing too was they would give you like 6 pieces of toilet paper. So I was like, I can't even think about pooping outside of the house.
Yeah.
And then like in most countries, you're not supposed to flush toilet paper. That might be my least favorite thing. Just the liberty that we have up here in the U.S. Anything will flush for the most part.
Chicken wing bones.
Chicken bones.
Don't be throwing your fucking soup in the toilet.
Yeah, it's like instinct for me. Like there was a few times where I would just drop it in the toilet. I'm like, oh shit.
Dude, I'm sorry. Full disclosure. The first wipe is I'm not putting that in the trash can. I'm sorry. Every time.
You were flushing it?
Every time the
Not
first
me.
wipe.
Do
I
you
was
flush
like-
in Mexico?
You're not supposed to, but I do. The first wipe is just
Sacrifice.
the heart of it. You
No,
know?
I
Like,
know.
oh, no.
And
Yeah.
even then I was like, trash can. Sorry.
I know. I'm like maneuvering so I don't like touch the bin, and then there's like
Yeah. Dude,
feces on the bin.
in our Airbnb was tough because it was like the toilet, the trash can was right next to us. Was it a pedal or something?
Yeah.
So I was like, how the hell am I supposed to pedal if I'm sitting on the toilet? I was like, this is dumb as hell. So I had to like use my. We made do. We made do with doo doo.
But yeah, once we got back into Lima, then I wasn't too worried about the food. Then I'm like, all right, I'm down to eat whatever.
It felt like there was we had more downtime in Lima, which was much needed after all the hikes
Yeah,
we
we
did.
were so tired. We did like one thing each day when we were in Lima, and then we're like, all right, let's just go back to the Airbnb and hang
like
out.
chill. But I will say another favorite was how hospitable your family was. They would invite us out to eat. Like even when you left, I thought it was really nice that your mom was like, I couldn't contact you guys. She was like, I tried to call David on Facebook, but he didn't answer. And we had to be like, oh, I'm the only one with no internet out here, so you're just having to choose one wrong person. But she got in contact with Sam, invited us out to eat.
David
You fell in love with my
I was gonna
cousin.
say David met his future wife.
I'm about to glow
Shout her
up.
out, shout her.
Te extraño, mija.
Ew, don't call her
Mi
mija.
amor. I don't want to come on this show.
No,
you
you know
you already
what?
did.
You know what's funny? Me and my mom were talking, and she was like, "Your friends are so nice, pero David, he's so funny. Like he's so funny." Blah, blah. She was like, "You should you should get him and Nicole to talk.
Damn.
That's
She-
exactly what he wants.
Yeah,
exactly
she
what
was
it was.
like, I told Nicole, like, talk to him. And Nicole was like, no, I'm down to be friends first.
I could use a friend.
Slide in, David.
Jeez. Damn. I gotta go to Lima next year. Jeez.
But yeah, they say good things about you guys.
Yeah, all the stuff that you guys had planned, like that cultural show was super fun. The
Mhm.
dancing. Yeah, it was cool.
My
The food
favorite
was
was the
great.
cooking class.
I was gonna
That was
say
so
that might be
fun.
my favorite too. That was so fun, and it was a last minute ad.
It was. We did a cooking class in Peru where they showed us how to do ceviche and lomo saltado, which is like 2 traditional dishes in Peru. But not only did they teach us how to make it, but they also took us to the local market.
Mm-hmm.
And
I loved the
helped
local
us
market.
how to pick out the best ingredients. The guy was really
He
enthusiastic.
was so
I loved it.
charismatic. He tied it all together.
Mm-hmm. And David tried a spicy pepper called rocoto. And when he tried it, he was so nonchalant about it. And then the guy tried it, our tour guide, whatever. And he was almost dying.
Yeah,
Dude.
he went to his assistant can you go get me a bottle of water?
Well,
real quietly.
It's funny because he would take us to the different stands, and with the pepper stand, he's he would rip it and be all right, just dip your finger in it so you can try how spicy it is. And then he handed it to me for some reason. I was smelling it, and he's like, oh, it's really spicy. And I just bit it. I don't know why. And I just,
his face was
yeah, his eyes lit up. He's and I was soy mexicano. And he's oh, okay. And then he turned around and I gave it back. But then afterwards for 20 minutes, I couldn't feel my lips. I was
David
I was
has
I'm
a
not lying.
single tear falling down his cheek.
It was more so beads of sweat. I was okay, that's pretty spicy. Oh my God. But I wish I could find that pepper. Rocoto was it's such a tasty pepper. And when it was infused in dishes, it just
They
it
don't
was so
sell
tasty.
it here.
So sad.
It's the Peruvian puff pepper.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that actually what
No,
it's based
it's
off
not.
of?
Maybe, but there's no Peruvian puff pepper. It's just rocoto. But it is a Peruvian
Yeah.
pepper.
The one too, because he had showed a bunch of peppers. He's this one. He's that rocoto is 5 spicy. This little pepper from the Andes, 100.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just it literally looked like a blueberry size
It is.
pepper.
It's orange and it's tiny. My dad's family, they're really into peppers. And
Mhm.
sometimes I would watch them bite it and then eat their food. Bite the pepper and then
Oh
eat
my
their food.
gosh. Oh, our moms could
I
probably
was
eat
that's
it,
how my
dude.
mom eats
Mhm.
chiles. That pepper specifically is probably
Yeah.
really
I
spicy.
was
so.
Yeah,
curious,
the
but I
smaller
wouldn't
the pepper,
bite it.
the spicier it is.
He wouldn't give. He's I'm not giving you this one because you're gonna bite it.
Yeah, he did say that.
He's you're gonna have to sign a waiver. He didn't say that, but that's what he was implying.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was interesting that none of the cuisine that we really ate there was spicy, except for the ceviche. And he
Mm.
even said, "Oh, it's not real ceviche if it's not spicy."
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's funny because other Latin American cuisine does not do spice, and they're always oh, Mexicans love spicy. How do you guys eat stuff so spicy? So I was very happy that Peruvians do have spice in the cuisine.
I would say that ceviche is our only dish that is spicy within
Mhm.
itself, because it's normally you eat ceviche and you put some spice in it. But we do like spicy. However, we don't like it mixed with our food.
It's the separate
It's
sauce.
like a separate sauce, or the rocoto cut up and you just put it in your food.
Or the ají
Mhm.
amarillo. It was the little paste or sauce that they would
Yeah.
have. It was tasty
Mhm.
too. On the chicken, that rotisserie
Pollo a la
chicken,
brasa.
Oh yeah, the pollo a la brasa was really good.
so tender.
I wish I wasn't so full because I
Yeah.
felt like I was forcing myself
Yeah.
to eat it because it was so
So
good,
good.
but I was so full.
Talk about tasty skin. That
Yeah.
chicken
Yeah.
skin.
It's
Man,
so
man, man.
good.
So
Every
good.
time I go, that's the first thing I need to have. I had it 3 times
Damn.
when I went to Peru, so I was happy.
Because we did that after the cooking class.
Yeah.
And I was so full. The only reason I could eat the chicken was because it was so tender.
Mm-hmm. One thing I did want to say when we were with your parents, when you guys had left already,
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting kind of in the middle, so they were talking a lot to me, and so I was talking in Spanish, and they just were asking how much we use Spanish. We were talking about how little or a lot we do use it,
Mm-hmm.
and I was explaining in Spanish that sometimes I just can't think of the words, but I said a veces no sabo, and I was like,
Oh,
damn,
I caught that. I caught that.
And
I was
then
like, damn.
no sé. I corrected
Yeah.
myself. But I was like, I can't believe that just happened.
It slipped out.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, no.
I was like, a definition of a no sabo kid.
No. And we were at that long ass table. Everyone was listening.
At least I corrected it.
Yeah.
But whew.
It's okay. I'm just gonna talk like that all the time. So they're probably like.
They even talked about your guys' Spanish actually, and your cousins were saying like, yeah, when Marisol used to come a couple years ago, her Spanish wasn't that good.
No.
But it's good now.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember it, but apparently the first time I went back to Peru, I refused to speak Spanish.
Damn.
I only spoke English.
I could see you doing that as
Dude,
a kid.
I don't even remember it, but I'm like, God, I'm such a fool. What was I thinking? That I'm cooler? No.
Yeah, I feel like it's just tough, especially when you're in a Spanish-speaking country where it's like, damn, I don't want to be judged. And it's like, you're already coming from El Norte or wherever we would say in Mexico. So.
One time when I went back to, they said that my Spanish was like Mexican Spanish. I was like, it's possible.
Like, there's a lot of those
Mexican
Mexicans
people.
up there.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm surrounded by people speaking Spanish, I'm better at it. Like, sure, I still make mistakes, but a lot of times I feel they're going to judge me, but they actually don't.
Yeah.
And they usually are like, your Spanish was actually good.
Yeah.
Because they probably expect it to be even worse
Right,
than it is.
And like they appreciate the effort. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, I even noticed that like for my work, there was like a year that I had to work with a Spanish company. And so I would have phone calls in Spanish and they were always like, your Spanish is good. I was like, it's really not, but thank you.
Right.
Every time I have Spanish speaking patients, I go like, hi, hola, me llamo Marisol. No hablo inglés, ¿verdad? Y they say like, no. I was like, okay, yo hablo un poco de español, pero no es perfecto. Entonces, disculpa. And they always go like, oh no, your Spanish is good. I'm like, no, I don't. I sound like a 5-year-old. Thank you.
It's also just, funny how different Peruvian Spanish is to Mexican Spanish. In words, like some words are different, but just like even in the cadence of how I feel like Peruvian Spanish has like a bounce to it.
I know what you mean.
I think I noticed it more with like my family friends growing up. They'd be like, oh, David.
Yeah, it's like more prep, like, liito.
Yeah, right.
You guys do say ito a lot.
We do say ito a lot.
Like
or
that.
ita.
Like everyone does that. And that's like, at least I don't think it's a thing in Mexico where you add it that much.
Right.
Like sure, every now and then. But
Right. Like making everything like, instead of chico, like chiquito.
We say a lot of ito or ita.
Okay.
like what like we would be at a restaurant and you would say like, puedes traer más pancito.
Or
okay,
¿me
right.
pasas las servilletitas, por favor?
True.
Like,
Everything's
every
small and
little
cute
thing,
over
just
there.
like small and cute.
Yeah, where freaking Mexican Spanish, I feel like is like the most casual, but also like, wey, pásame la sal. No mames, wey. And just different, you know.
Yeah.
And also, maybe it's also because in our upbringing, like in Harvey, when we were speaking Spanish, we were just like roasting each other, like at a lunch table or something. So maybe that's how I perceive it because of just the way it was used. Overall, the whole trip was muy chévere. That means like cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chévere.
Our tour guide for the cooking day, buenazo.
Buenazo. Qué viaje. Bien buenazo. I don't know if I'm using that right, but
Right.
Oscar got addicted to Inca Cola.
true.
Well, I've had Inca Cola before.
Yeah, but you were addicted.
Yeah. He was like me in Italy with the Cokes.
Yeah. Oscar was like, I'm not drinking water this trip. I'm only drinking Inca Cola.
Dude.
It only worked out. I'm like, when in Rome, drink it. But it's just like, I don't drink it here because it can be expensive. And I'm like, if I'm in the main country where they sell it and it's probably the cheapest I'm going to get it anywhere, I'm going to drink it as much as I can.
And the truest to the source, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't notice it until a couple days into Cusco, where we even got the little satchels for our little water bottles because you need to drink a lot of water to stay hydrated. But then one day Oscar's like, yeah, I bought this water bottle like 2 days ago. He's like, pretty much the only water I've been drinking is the water in Inca Cola. And I just started dying laughing. I was like,
Yeah, remember when he asked, like, how much water do you actually drink when you're here? I was like, a lot.
This might have been after the Rainbow Mountain too. So it was like, dude, we did that crazy hike and he's like, I could use an Inca Cola right now.
For those who don't know, Inca Cola is a soda from Peru. It tastes like, it's yellow, like neon yellow, and it tastes like bubblegum. But it's really popular in Peru. It was so popular that it wasn't doing better than the Coke brand. So Coca-Cola itself bought it.
Or yeah,
it
Coke.
was outperforming Coca-Cola.
Outperforming.
Yeah.
So Coca-Cola
was
bought
like,
Inca-Cola.
Like, we need that.
Mhm.
But they don't like sell it anywhere else, and they really should.
Right. You have to
So
really look
good.
for it, like out
Yeah,
here.
like
Yeah.
you'd have to go to the international market. But I'm saying they don't sell it like widespread, like
Mhm.
Mhm.
Coke, Sprite,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just like wherever.
Well, I was in New York City and I was looking for it, and I happened to find it at this one random streetcar in Queens.
Really?
But because it was like a Peruvian food stand,
okay.
and it had Inca Cola, and then I asked, and this is like 1 a.m. and I'm like, "Yo, can I get an Inca Cola?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't have any. I only sell them during the day." I'm like, "God dang
What
it!"
the heck?
Mm.
He's got to put him to bed or what?
Well, because they didn't have like the sodas out on the
okay.
front, but he was like, "Yeah, there's a few grocery stores over there that sell it," but like we were about to miss our train, so
Yeah.
I didn't
Mhm.
have time to go get some.
Addicted.
Oscar was telling us he got a couple cans out here.
Yeah,
She,
Hmm
you need that fixed.
it's good.
Can't blame the guy.
Your family told us to go back, so
Mm-hmm.
we'll have to go back.
I wonder when.
Well, I'm trying to plan out the wedding. I haven't pinned a date, you know.
Well, at least you'll know you'll go back one more time.
True.
God
No,
willing.
But they were saying like, I mean, yeah, there's just so many parts of Peru. Like we saw like Lima and Cusco, which are like two big parts, but
Yeah.
we still missed Ica. You were saying is like where your
Yeah,
family's
where,
from.
the sand dunes are. I'd like to go to the Amazon.
The Amazon is the big.
I feel like
thing
it would
too,
be
yeah.
cool. It would be kind of scary being away from like internet and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. You
Like-
guys pretty much did their dance at Las Brisas del Titicaca.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that was cool.
That was
Yeah.
really fun seeing them perform it.
And you guys will hear how different they sound there. Like it's not like Lima, like Spanish.
Right.
They have their voices are really like squeaky.
Like on helium.
Low key.
I was gonna say the other thing that we talked about a lot, but people don't know. Traffic in Peru is crazy.
Unreal,
yeah.
actually.
My Uber driver was watching TikTok as he was taking me to my destination.
Yeah, I would look over and people would be like driving. Also, they have lanes, but they don't exist. So it'd be like
Yeah.
it'd be like a 4-lane highway, and there'd be 5 lanes
Yeah.
pushing 6 sometimes if you really needed to get
like
around
5
somebody.
cars across. Yeah.
Yeah. And people would be watching the soccer game, whatever soccer game was on, like as they're driving. The Ubers didn't give a what about ratings, I'm sure, because they drove probably as if they didn't have us in the back seat.
Mm-mm.
But did you die?
We made it.
We made
We
it.
made it. And we made it in record time.
Yeah, surprisingly, I didn't see any car crashes while we were there.
Right.
Yeah.
what was that, Lynn?
Because he said surprisingly. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
not that surprised. They do drive crazy, but they know what they're doing.
Exactly.
Well,
It's
'cause,
like,
like,
no
there's
hesitance.
Quick
There was
reaction.
plenty of dented cars, but
Mhm.
no accidents like on the side of the road.
I feel like even then I see way more dented cars in Columbus than I did while we were there.
People suck at driving.
Or I see as much as dented cars.
Okay, there wasn't any like wrecked cars driving.
Yeah.
I see demolished cars
Yes.
in Columbus driving around sometimes.
Dude, I saw a truck, like a big, like, I think it was a Silverado truck. But both of the headlights were out. They put like little lights in that, I don't know, somehow they connected it. All of the sides were all dented up. It's a tall ass truck. I'm like, what are you even hitting? Like, what's on your level to hit?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen some crazy cars in Columbus.
And I was like, we'd be driving down in Peru, and sometimes I'd see like a nice BMW, a nice Mercedes. I'm like, it must be so stressful to have a nice car down there. Like, I would be so stressed.
I think they're all so used to having like a quick reaction that I don't know.
They
Their
probably
driving
just
over
make
there
their-
is like their normal driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I think maybe it's more so we know that everyone drives like a dumbass, so we're always extra hesitant.
Yeah, I felt like Peruvian people were polite, and you could see it in their driving. Cause yeah, everyone's honking their horn, but like if someone's cutting in front of you, you just kind of wait till they are completely in front of you before like moving. You're not like inching closer to them and being an asshole.
Yeah, it's way more passive aggressive up
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. Like they would have like the turnarounds.
yeah.
And like if you weren't getting in there like to like stop the traffic from incoming, like they were already honking at you.
Yeah, the honking was. It was like a language, like they knew down there.
Mhm.
It's more like I'm right here, not get out of my way.
Yeah, it's like just so you know, I'm on your ass. Like I'm like swerving into your lane right now. Sorry.
Yeah. And not everyone has like a car because gas is so expensive.
Yeah.
But like imagine just like having to wake up early to go to work, to take a bus, another bus, maybe the train to go to work, and then if traffic's so bad, you're literally in traffic for like hours.
Dude, I also thought the funny thing was like they were like unmarked buses, but it would just be like a really long van. And they would like pull up at the bus house and be like, "Hey, we're going here. And it would just be some guy screaming at you. And you would just hop in.
Los cobradores.
I will say those were busted up.
Yes.
One of those was a clunker rust bucket on wheels.
Yeah, they go to the rough parts of like Lima, so not all of Lima is like nice. So there's a lot of potholes.
But it was funny. We were talking about it with your parents when we went out to eat once, and they're like, "Yeah, it's so sad after like the pandemic, like esos ya no se ven the same as they were before." They're like, before with one sol, you could get to the craziest parts of town.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but now like you hardly see them, and it's probably just like main routes. Chicha was so tasty.
I love chicha.
The drink made of the purple corn.
Purple corn. It's a drink made out of purple Peruvian corn.
And it's like cinnamon and anise.
Sometimes I put pineapple. Normally you put like rings of pineapple to get that taste of it in there.
It was I didn't have it until later in the trip because I was just drinking the cusqueñas, the local beers, and I was like, oh, those are pretty tasty. But then when I had chicha, I was like, whoa, this is really good. I thought it was a soda at first. And so I was like, I don't want to. And then I realized after I saw you guys order a couple times, I'm like, oh, I think it's just like a drink. And I wish I would have ordered more of it because now I'm like, I miss it the way Oscar probably misses Inca Cola. No, not to the same degree, but
their lemonade or limeade, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, the fresh squeeze,
so good,
fresh every time. They blend up the skin in there. It's so good.
It's so good, and like it comes out with the espuma on the top.
Yeah, pisco sours, very tasty. I also like it because they put the egg white in it, and so it's again like whipped up.
My one regret, you weren't there. It was the last day. We're walking towards the market, and David is telling me about this ice cream man he saw that sold ice cream cones with 2 holes in them, so you could put 2 scoops. Like
it was like a really wide cone.
Was it Donofrio in the yellow little card?
Yeah,
yes.
It's Donofrio.
And
that's the brand.
Dave was telling me about it. He's like, yeah, it was like at Rainbow Mountain, but when I went back down, he was gone, so I didn't get one. And then I shit you not, within like the next 2 minutes, we saw one drive right past us, and we all froze, and nobody was like, stop me. And we didn't see him again, and we didn't get our double scoop ice cream.
And it was like, I think he saw us look at him, but then he looked at us because it was right around when school was letting out. So probably main business hours for him.
He was trying to get the kids
to buy his ice cream. Because I saw him kind of like hesitate a little bit. We didn't say anything, so he kept moving. In my head, I think the way I rationalized it was, oh, there will be more. Maybe around the corner or something. And then we never saw one again.
I always forget how good Peruvian ice cream is. Like, I never get excited for it because I always forget how good it is. But when I have it, I'm like, oh my God, why did it take me so long to eat this?
It's because if it was anything like the ones in Mexico, there's, the person with the ice cream truck. And I just remember getting the little cups with the little lime flavored one with the chamoy and chile on it. And that made my childhood. If they had something similar, I would have destroyed it. But the cute double barrel cones.
Yes.
Was what I wanted the most out of it.
So bad. We did get gelato at the very end.
True.
We used all of our last soles to buy 3 scoops of gelato. And their Ferrero Rocher.
It tasted just like it.
It was so good. Tasted exactly like a Ferrero Rocher candy. I wish they served that everywhere. Jenny's needs to make that a flavor.
For real.
It was so good. We got the one that Oscar likes, that fruit, the L.
Lucuma?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got lucma ice cream and then
maracuya.
Maracuya, yeah. Because we were like, we got to try the Peru flavors of ice cream
before we leave.
We're here.
I didn't even piece it together. I guess we did make peace with ice cream in a way at the end there.
Yeah, with the gelato, which was right next to our Airbnb. So, and I had said, as soon as we got to the Airbnb, I was like, I'm going to get gelato. And then we didn't until the very, very last moment before we got on the Uber to the airport.
Yeah, their fruits were really tasty. I only really tried their fruit during the fruit salad during the cooking class, but it was cool that he explained them all. It was like, oh, this is that, this is that. And I guess I like passion fruit. I don't like artificial passion fruit flavored things, but the real fruit was tasty as heck.
Which one was that one?
The seedy one. I really liked the one that was shaped like a banana, but it was like banana maracuya or whatever.
Shaped like a banana.
It was like the smaller yellow looking ring, but it had seeds in it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't like that one. It's too soury.
I think that I like the more sour ones.
I like tuna.
That one's tasty. I felt so dumb when we were in the market and he's like, "What fruit is this?" And I go, "Atún." And then he said, someone said tuna. I was like, "Fuck!"
That was me. I was like, tuna.
I was like, I look so dumb right now. I'm like, that looks like a fish. I was like, dude, I knew it was one of them, but I was like, fuck,
50,
I look dumb.
Got it wrong.
Got it wrong. I will not be a millionaire. I said, it's so proud too. I was like, damn. It was the pepper. It got to my head.
Yeah, I want to go to Peru to see Machu Picchu. I expected to only go once in my life, but after this trip, I would consider going back. It was a good time.
100%.
I'll definitely be going back.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
No, really.
Well, it's funny because my dad's gone, and like my dad will talk and keep saying like he wants to go back too. And I kind of thought of it like you, Oscar, like, oh, check it off my list. There's so many other places to see, but yeah, Peru, the people there, the food there, the sights to see, it was just super nice.
We just gotta go back when they're in summer.
Right, like see it in a different way.
Yeah, because when it's winter here, it's summer there.
And we can escape the winter here. So.
Mm-hmm.
What are some other places you guys would like to see, or that is in your bucket list for either the end of this year or maybe next year?
Well, I'm probably not going anywhere this year.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
Yeah. I've had 3 vacations this year.
Right. Miss Worldwide. Well, I think this got the ball rolling on the 7 wonders of the world. I definitely want to check those off at some point. You know, the next one, the easiest would be like Mexico. Chichen Itza would be cool. But I guess if I had to choose of those, I think China would be cool. Or the Taj Mahal. I guess that's a real place. So I guess it's not just in cartoons. So India would be cool. I don't know. I mean, I know I like Peru and I like Spain, so I would love to go back. But there's so much of the world to see.
Yeah.
Japan. I follow a lot of reels and Instagram things about like Japanese food and like Americans living there and judging the food.
I think you'd like Japan.
So tasty. And I do like their culture of like anime and that type of stuff too. I think it'd be cool to kind of see it. I don't know. It's just aesthetically pleasing. It's like beautiful there. Everything, the architecture. Tokyo seems really fun and bustling, but mostly the food.
Yeah.
I just want to eat.
I think it'd be cool to go to Japan too. I want to go to like Tokyo, to like a part where they got all those like businesses where it's just like a slit and you just go in and there's just like enough space for you to walk and sit and just sit there and just eat and hang out.
Like the ramen shops and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Would you stay in a capsule hotel?
I don't know about that.
Are those like the little ones where like you just have like the little bed?
Mm-hmm. It's like a little coffin.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if I was in a time crunch and I just needed a place to rest my head, maybe I would. But I'm sure their Airbnbs and hotels are really cool, so that'd be fun to stay in.
I mean, I feel like I would try it just for a night, just to do it.
And it also would depend if it was like solo travel trip or like with a group or like a family if I ever have one, you know.
What about you, Sam?
I feel like the next place I would most like to go to is probably Greece.
Mm.
But I don't have anything planned. I think it'd be cool to go to Montreal. It's a little more attainable.
Mm-hmm. It's fun.
Hawaii. It's on my list eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd say those are the top 3. Alaska, top 4. I want to go to Alaska eventually.
I don't know if I've ever wanted to go to Alaska. I'm just not a cold place kind of person. Like if I'm going to do vacation, I want it to be somewhere warm.
Right. Like a beach.
Or just like not cold.
I've wanted to go just to say that I went, but I was like, oh, I don't know if I'd ever want to go. But since we've talked about it, everyone's kind of like on board. I'm like, oh, if there's a trip planned, I would definitely go to Alaska. Check that off the list. I don't know what they all do up there, but It'd probably be fun.
I've always thought it would be cool to like be in Alaska in a home, like in someone's house, like with other people, and just be stuck in there for like 2 weeks.
During the time when like the sun don't come out.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
I don't know if I would like that.
Like, this sucks, but we're in it together. It's cool.
See the Northern Lights? Do they get the Northern Lights up there?
I think so.
Probably, right?
Yeah, they do.
I think so, yeah.
I would like that if I didn't have any responsibilities.
Yeah.
Right.
You just work from home.
Oh, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess if I don't have to take time off work, I'll just work while I'm there.
Right, because it's tough. Like if you're taking 2 weeks off, you
To
probably
just
To
sit
be
in there.
sitting in a
Yeah.
cabin in the
Be-
winter.
a tough sell.
Just
Yeah.
playing Call of Duty.
I guess what is some like popular Alaskan dishes? Jerky?
Salmon, I'm guessing.
Seal.
Fish of some
Definitely
sort.
salmon.
Polar bear.
Moose, you
Beluga?
probably eat.
Yeah.
Moose.
I think
Actually, I
that
don't
is
know
a thing.
Can they eat beluga?
I think
Certain
so.
wells,
I think
yeah.
they eat it raw, like
I
in
think-
the Native Americans.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
The Eskimos.
Mm-hmm.
I would try that. I always see it on my TikTok and how
Mhm.
like they prepare it.
Yeah.
It looks tasty to me.
I'd shout down. I wouldn't shy away.
Well, I was in New York City last week. One thing I didn't see the first time I went to New York was the Statue of Liberty. And so I was like, oh, I definitely want to do that this time. It was really cool to see.
I still haven't seen the Statue of Liberty, I don't think.
It's alright.
Yeah, I'm like,
What is it? You see it on a boat, or do you go
Yeah.
up? to
No, so from Manhattan you can take a ferry to Staten Island and it's
Mhm.
free and it goes right past the Statue of Liberty.
it? Nice.
So it's nice because you go to Staten Island and the ferry's like full, and then you go back and it's like less people. No, I thought it was really cool.
I feel like I always ask this whenever the Statue of Liberty comes up. But are you allowed to like climb it or whatever, or like be in it?
I don't think so.
No,
Not
You
anymore.
just okay.
yeah, I think it used to be
Oh,
like
okay.
a
Sight.
tourist
thing, okay.
attraction,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
You can be where it's at.
Yeah, you can go
Like-
to the island. It's
Yeah,
on.
the island.
Okay, you just can't like
Climb up
enter
it.
the premises.
Yeah, you're not allowed.
Okay.
Like you
Yeah.
can
I
physically
think
go
if
in
you're
there.
like maintenance,
Yeah.
you can go up.
But they don't let like tourists do that anymore.
Okay.
Scary. Didn't someone jump off?
People
Probably.
always
Sure.
jumping off.
Yeah. Trivia question. What country gave the
France.
the US
Mhm.
That's an
the
easy
Statue of
one.
Liberty? Was it France? I thought it was Italy.
No, it was France.
La France?
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, they built it in
Mm.
France and then they disassembled it and then sent it over to the U.S.
I'm like, you're asking questions without even knowing the answer.
What day did the U.S. get their independence?
18?
What?
19?
Of what?
I'm
Month?
not from here.
When did the U.S. get their independence?
60?
This is not a trick question.
60 what? 60 what? Elks?
What? You're not even saying a month or anything.
Oh, like July 4th.
Yes.
I don't know what year.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I meant. Like, what year? Of course,
Okay.
July the 4th.
No, I didn't know you weren't saying July
No,
the
no, no,
4th.
no. I knew the date. I just didn't know the year.
60?
So you don't know the year?
18?
18 what, though? You're not even saying four digits.
Does it start with 18?
No,
No.
it does
Is
not.
it start with 19?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
The hell?
In the wrong direction.
16.
No.
How did you do that?
17.
Yeah.
Yes.
Damn, the 1 year. The 1 decade.
They just missed it by 100 years.
I can't imagine 19.
1764.
No.
1746.
No, wrong way,
75.
wrong way.
1776.
1770. I knew there was a 6 in there somewhere.
That
Yep.
was crazy.
Yep. I get 18.
19.
It's like, what month?
Yeah. I was like, what? Oh, you're just saying a number.
Damn.
What does that
I
mean?
hated
cool,
social
like-
studies.
Be more specific. 60.
That would be crazy. The country formed and then we joined World War One.
Well, that's what I was thinking. It's like, bro, we acquired it after World War.
Social studies was my worst subject.
And now you're a social worker. How does that add up? Study more.
Not the same social studies.
Did you say where you wanted to visit?
So I either like to go back to Italy or Thailand.
Thailand would be cool.
Mhm.
That whole part of the world, the little islands. It's an island, right?
No.
No, it's a coast.
I don't know what it is.
I was thinking of the Philippines. My bad.
I got no idea.
Indonesia. Australia would be cool too.
Oh,
Yeah,
New
but
Zealand?
yeah.
I would go to New
I
Zealand.
want to go to Australia.
The flight
Australia.
there, though, guys,
Ooh.
hella fucking long.
I'll do
Jet
it.
lag. I definitely get a blood clot in my legs
What?
because I don't like standing up in the airplane. So I just get a blood clot and die before I even get there.
Well, that'd be your own fault.
Yeah.
You gotta drink a lot of water, so you would have to pee, and then you'd have to force yourself to get up. Or do you pee yourself? on the plane?
At the last plane ride coming back home, I
You
was
peed
drinking.
yourself?
Yeah, I was drinking. Because before, no. Before getting in the plane, they were doing like searches on bags,
Right.
and they weren't letting liquids come in.
Yeah, same for us.
But we were like outside the gates. I'm like, bro, I just bought this water.
Right.
So of course I chug it because I just paid for this water. So in the middle of the flight, I had to pee really bad, and for some reason, so did the entire plane. So I go to the bathroom near me, and there's already like 3 people waiting there.
Damn.
So I'm waiting in line, and I'm waiting good minutes. Someone's pooping. I don't know what's
Yeah.
happening, but like it's so rude. Just go in, get out, and then I see that there's a bathroom in the first class. No line. So I'm like, should I? Will these people hate me if they see a peasant going in first class? I do it anyway, so I start walking there, and as I'm almost there, this old lady gets up, like a hella old lady. I'm talking like she has a cane, and she's moving slow.
Damn.
Gets in the bathroom, so I'm like, okay, maybe it'll be quick. I'm already waiting there like 7 minutes. She's still not out. And then the line that I was at is already longer. And I'm like, God damn it, I just want to pee. And then so I go back to wait at the other line. I'm just going to wait here. The old lady gets out.
You sprint back.
So I sprint back. And I finally ended up peeing.
Nice.
God. This is why I don't get up in planes.
A headache. See, I always wait for I'll like, oh, that person's going to the bathroom. I'll notice when they leave, and then I'll get up and go. I did that on one of the flights, and this chick walks out of the bathroom. I'm like, okay, I can go to the bathroom. I go in, and I look at the toilet seat. I'm like, ew, girls poop. And she left a lot of evidence. It was
She did
very
not
gross.
flush?
I mean, it was flushed, but it was a messy. Yeah, it was a debacle in there, so I had to put toilet paper. I was like, I'm Peru no more. I put toilet paper so I didn't have to look at it while I peed,
Oh my god.
and so I wouldn't get any splash damage. Ugh.
I legit almost peed my pants on Tuesday because I went to a work happy hour and I had 2 beers and then I had to drive like 40 minutes back home, and I didn't use the bathroom before leaving the bar because I was going to be running late to yoga. I was like 20 minutes out and my bladder hurt so bad from how much I had to pee. Like, I have never experienced bladder pain like that before. Oof. And I'm surprised I made it. But
Oh, you didn't stop?
no, I didn't stop because I was going to be late to my yoga class if I stopped. So I powered through until I got home and I went sprinting into the
You
bathroom.
peed all over your yoga mat?
Made it to the toilet, but
Nice.
that hurt. That shit hurted.
Dude, hell
Yeah.
Never again. Maybe again, actually. If I'm running late to yoga, I would do it again. But it was a good class.
Nice. Worth the effort.
I think we're good to wrap it up.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. Dang, we're back at it.
Thank you all for listening. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Eating Good Pod. I don't know if you guys can leave us voicemails anymore. Spotify is taking away that feature either at the end of June or end of July. So if you want to leave a voicemail, hurry up and go check the link, but it's going away soon. Not that anyone ever left us voicemails anyways, because you guys hate us.
Wah, wah, wah.
Maybe I'll get a love voicemail. Maybe.
Does your cousin listen to this?
Mm-mm.
You better send this to her, David.
I'll be like, here, my love.
Just don't call her mija, you weirdo.
Dude, I don't know how to flirt in Spanish.
That's a term of,
Yeah, I
of
think it is.
affection, at least for Mexican Spanish.
I think
Okay,
so.
not
Yeah.
in Peru.
I hear it in the songs, you know? I'm like, oh, maybe that's a thing to say. But I'm still learning to love. I'm learning to love. Anyways, wrap it up.
Anyways, thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next week. Bye.
Bye.